Alright, so let's have another look on this Canon 6D. If you're watching this video for the first time and you didn't watch the other video, go here and you're gonna see the first video where I'm opening the camera for the first time and I'm trying to understand what's wrong with it. So just to recap what we had in the past, it was no power. The camera had no power. I replaced the DC power ball. I got some power, but after that I got some errors. Errors which was 0.6, which is related with the apparently with the cleaning system of the dust on the image sensor, and also the error 20. Which error 20, it's a mechanical issue, and that might be related with the shutter unit, with the mirror box. And in this video I'm gonna give it another shot to see if I'm gonna be able to fix it in some way, and up to what point. Luckily enough, I've tested the back of this camera to another camera, and the back works fine. I tried to, so another problem that was related we had on the camera, it was the screen. There was no screen coming up. I've checked under the microscope and I got the impression that I have image, but I don't have backlight. So without backlight, definitely the image cannot be seen. I can trace that the light driver, but or whatever it is on the motherboard. But in order to understand the other two issues, just to separate the two, the problems that camera has, if it's related with a problem on the PCB, with the PCB, or some other problems on other components, I have, which this will save me a lot of time, I have a fully working replacement PCB for the 6D. So I will place this into this camera, and I might be able to understand if those errors 06 and error 20 comes from the motherboard, or there is a physical issue with the components on the camera. So let's do that next. As you can see, the camera, I left it as it was. I didn't had much of a work on it. I did some tweaks. I tried to understand what might be wrong, but then I just left it as I was in our last video. So also this one is not connected. I'll just take it off. If you want to, again, if you're not new to the channel, and if you want to see how to disassemble step by step how to disassemble this camera, go and check this video, and I'm showing step by step how to take all the components. Definitely we're not going to do that here. I'm just going to go and try to focus on the major issue, which in this case is the why this camera is dead. And again, if you're new to the channel, go and see the other video. Also, someone else, just to remember, someone else had tried to fix something on the camera, and apparently made more damage rather than fix it. Okay, that being said, let's continue with the work. In order to take off the PCB, you must take off almost everything, the covers, this cover, front cover, top cover, back obviously, and side. You need to take the side off in order to be able to reach this screw, otherwise you're not gonna reach it. That's Canon engineering. I don't think they made it in purpose, probably they didn't realize. Anyways, so I will take this PCB off from this camera, replace it with the good one, and see what comes up. Oops. Okay, so usually in order to take the motherboard out, as I was mentioning earlier, you're gonna need to take off almost all the covers, actually all the covers, because this side cover, in order to take it out, you're gonna need to take this cover as well, the top cover off. Now, because I just put it back, not completely back, and I can manage to replace it easier, quicker. As you can see, this motherboard, it's in great shape, not like the one I took off, which has some signs of being not necessarily damaged, but definitely someone tried to do some work on it. And we might be able to fix it. I might be able to fix it might find some bad components. I will try to do that next. But first, I need to understand up to what point this camera, how many damages this camera has. Tricky part here. And I don't understand why it doesn't go. See, the reason why the top cover must be off is because this has just short movement, and there's very easy to damage the flex at this point. So I will try to be careful, but still supposed to go very easy in position. I don't want to create any force. I will take, you know what, I will take the top cover off just to have more room, and basically that's the way I usually work. So that's why I don't like to do halfway work. I really hate it, honestly. Just I'm trying, because I'm recording, I'm trying to reduce the time, which I'm not gonna do it anymore. Right, so why this is not going in? Let's see what's happening. Yeah, of course, there's some damage here, and this was obstructing. There's a screw missing here, damage. This camera, it's really bad condition. But what I need to understand is how many good components I can recover, so I can have my backup parts. So that's the whole purpose of this. Okay, so now I've been able to fit this in. Just put some screws. Reconnecting the flats. By the way, with the flats, you must be very gentle, no force at all. The flats must go easy. If they are not going easy, you must try again. No force, otherwise you're gonna damage the flats. These are tricky. They don't have a lock contact, so you must push it. Also here, it's not made in a great way. Okay. This is the audio, the speaker connector. The other one here is microphone. The microphone, the mic stays in the front of the cover of the camera. So let's finish the flats. This is the last one. This is very tricky. I need to bend it and put it inside somewhere, somehow. This because I don't have the bottom board off, the bottom cover, and also sometimes I prefer to do that, to take off the bottom cover in order to avoid this kind of issue. Very gently. Come on. Man. If this is hard for me, imagine how hard it will be for you doing this for the first time. Right. But practice. The key is practice. Practice, practice, and practice. Let's put the top back in place. You might not see, again, go and check. If you don't have experience with this camera and want to learn even more, go and check that video of where I'm showing you how to disassemble the camera step by step, how the camera gets disassembled step by step for 6D. Okay. Connection on the between image sensor, motherboard, another thing that I found on the faulty PCB is that this button, this switch here, which is the switch of closing the door of the SD card, doesn't work. So when I power the camera, the switch doesn't do anything. Basically, the camera powers on, which it shouldn't. By the way, I'm gonna put that cover now, so I can be able to have more. I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it next. Let's see what comes out. I'll put the back. And let's put some power. I have my power driver, which is set it for 7.4 volts. I just put it a tiny bit more, 7.6, something like that. Right. Power driver on. I get some quick reading, 10 milliamps. Now I have 160 milliamps. It's a quick check, which is normal, then goes to 0. That's perfect is what we want. And I will also move this, nothing. Okay. Let's see what's happening. Turning on. I don't have any power just because the switch here it's open. I'm gonna close the switch and nothing happens. No, actually it was something, it was coming. Something on the camera. Let's do this again. This is strange because now we don't get any kind of power to the camera. And this might be the end of this video. I get, for a split second, I get the low battery message and then nothing. Definitely there are more problems than expected. Yeah, this is nothing. I will check again and see if I put all connections in place, but this shouldn't have happened. Let's check again. To me, everything looks good. I'll just power it and wait. This is not good. All right, let me put this back. And put a screw here. Down here. Can I get a screw from somewhere? Yes, I can. That's damaged. Okay, closing the door. I get a reading, then goes to 0. Then I try to just push this switch. I get a reading again on the camera, power on the camera. I get a reading and then goes back to 0. Let's see now what's going on. Just a message for a very short time. It looks like a short somewhere on the line. I might have damaged the good motherboard, but there's no other way. Unfortunately, the manufacturers, they don't give or share their electrical diagrams. So when this happens, you have to guess. You have to do this kind of guessing. I think no, I'm wrong. I have the good DC power board. I'll look again and try to understand what's happening. Why is not turning on now? Before I was getting errors with the other motherboard. With this motherboard, I don't get anything. I'll take this off. Okay, so let me disconnect these points here. Since this motherboard it's fully working, it might detect some issues, which this is the ultrasonic cleaner of the dust on the surface of the image sensor. This doesn't have anything to do with, this is some power to the image sensor, and I think that's it. There's nothing else. What happened with this camera? What was done with it? Right. I need to put this back, otherwise I will need to touch to connect 2 points. I have 2 switches that I need to work on, which I don't want. This goes here. This one goes back in place. Let me put the screw in there. Man, this camera is busted. Let me see. Quick reading. When I close the door, I get 160 milliamps, and then back to 0. I'll turn it on. I have 110 milliamps and goes to 0, which is normal because this is open. And when I put this, I just get for a split second the message, battery message, but then nothing. It looks like camera detects an error somewhere. The PCB detects a short somewhere, something that puts it on not turning on, puts it on safe mode. I'm not sure what that is, honestly. But I will try again to disconnect more things. And the reason why the other PCB works is because it might got damage on that safety point, and that's why the power on the PCB is not switching off anymore. Right, what else I can disconnect? I can disconnect the bottom board. Let's disconnect this one too. Right. And I think I'm going to towards a rubber hole here, and I might stop this on camera and try to do it some other time when I get back. So now I have constant power. Get the message, the low battery message, and then goes off. If I turn this off, still nothing. Yes, the camera went to 0. This goes on. The camera goes to 0. And if I turn this, ooh, something went up. Error 20. Let's do something. Let's do something here. I'm gonna put more screws on the motherboard. Some of them they might have they might need ground connection. Let's just do that real quick. Hey, it might be our problem. All right, let's see this again. But the way the power was coming on and off, that was weird. By the way, I didn't took the battery off. That was too quick, too excited, maybe. And one thing that I noticed, the error 20 came on straight away. So we are still I didn't get rid of the error 20. So that's a good thing, actually. Right. This is 0. Turn it on. Switch. And nothing. It's weird the way. Right. I don't know why that happens. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this off and see what is happening now. I don't know what happened. The camera just shut off. I didn't even realize I was doing stuff. I was talking. I didn't even check where the camera stopped. I'm gonna just do a recap. I'm gonna try to explain what I was doing. So while I was trying to check why I wasn't having power at all with the fully working motherboard that I replaced. I didn't have any power. The power was coming and going. So at a certain point I found out the camera was giving the same identical errors, 06 and 20. So at this point I decided to open up the bottom, and I found out that this flat was disconnected. Now I'm about to put everything back and see if there is any change. But I'll look back to the while I will edit the video. I will look back and see if I can in some way I can stitch the two to the missing part of the video. At least I will explain it on voiceover. So just to recap, I replaced the motherboard. I didn't get any power. At a certain point while I was moving the motherboard, I was getting power coming and going, and then I've seen the errors. I've seen 0.6 and 20, which that means if I get the same identical issues and I replace the motherboard, there's some other electronic board, which at this point the power board and the main board was replaced. So I just went to the next step, just focusing on this. And as I was saying, I found out this connector here was not put in place. I don't remember if I did that. We can see, we might be able to see in the preview video, or was like that from the very beginning, from the time I start working on the camera. But now is the moment of the truth, and let's see if there is any improvement. So actually I need to put this to avoid. I'm just doing this to not spend too much time, but usually I'm not working like that. I hate to do this actually. And this camera, it really was hammered. There was just someone with zero experience worked on this camera. I'm just trying to do it quicker, and also because I don't have time at the moment, but I want to carry on. I'm quite excited to see if there is any improvement. So let's see. So I got 0 reading. Actually I had 10 milliamps. Now I have 160 milliamps, which goes to 0. It's just a checkup that camera does, which is normal. I will turn on the switch. I've got 150 milliamps and no sign of power, just because this switch here, it's, oh right, okay. So the switch here for the side, the SD card, it's because it's missing, and the SD card door doesn't push on it. I will do that. And I got a message on top, and I got, whoa, comes and go. And stays now. It might be my button. Yeah, I think this button is slightly damaged. It looks like. I will do that again. Just push very hard. Turn on and off. Turn on, off and on. Nothing. Yeah, this button, this switch, I believe this switch is faulty. As you can see, we have, it says Canon communicate with battery, cannot communicate with this battery, use this battery, which we're gonna do for yes. And then, so we have screen, that's normal because it's the good motherboard. I'm gonna do a shot and see what is happening. Okay, so apparently it says busy, more than usual. This is sign of an error. I'm gonna turn it off because we might deal with another fault. It says busy. Turn off. Turn on again. Nothing. All right. Since we got it to this point, I will put the side door, because I don't like to work. I don't like to work like that. So definitely had some progress here. I wasn't expecting, honestly, because the way the camera was acting, I was very close to lose any hope, but yeah, I will put the cover, the side cover. here we go. One screw here in the middle. Still I get sometimes I don't understand what is wrong with it. Some other connection, it might be loose. Let's accept this for now. Another shot, it says busy. I don't get any light here actually. There's some other connection somewhere loose. Let's see. But at least we managed to have. Let's see if I put a card inside, doesn't read it out. I got a flash. Okay. The cleaning of the sensor works. You can, I don't know if you can hear that. We got some image. Everything works. Well, for whatever reason, the power goes away. But I will manage to find that out. Oh, I think I have issues with my power. Of course. I have issues with my cables. That doesn't happen anymore. Oh gosh. Anyways, let's give it a try. Let's see what we can change. I'll take this off because it got, for whatever reason, it got some stuck on an error. Power on. We get the message. Okay. We have screen. Not amazing. There's some flashing on the screen. I'll turn it on again, off again. Okay, definitely it's not possible to change the aperture because there's nothing connected. I will make a shot. Card, we got an error. Apparently it seems like it's trying to save it. This got stuck in red, which is not normal. I'll turn it off. It says recording, but I will do this instead. Yeah, of course, don't have the image sensor. The image sensor is not connected to the motherboard, so it's normal. I went too fast, I'm too excited, and I forget things. Let's do this again. Apparently we're getting somewhere. Slowly. I did lots of mistakes, definitely, just because I'm excited. Usually when I do this off camera, I'm way more focused. and also I have some shortage of time. As you can see, we don't have image sensor connection with the motherboard, so that's why the camera gets confused. Let's see now. We got a quick read on the SD card. We have 0 consumption because the camera is off. Turn it on the camera. We have 220 milliamps, which is normal. Okay. Cleaning 330. This is not flashing anymore. Now it's stable. And let's see the moment of the truth. So how much do we have? 500 of a second. Saving, the image was saved. We have image, definitely. We have reading of the light. I have no lens connected. Let's check that again. Right, let's give it a quick shot with a lens on. I still get power loose. I lose power somewhere, and I think is on the somewhere on my power supply. Okay, so focus is working. So remember, we had the same. Remember, we had the same issues with the motherboard, the fully functional motherboard. The error 20 and error 06 was coming up. And after that, I managed to find out a cable that was disconnected on the bottom electrical board. And once that I put it back in place, apparently the camera is working, fully working. So I'm quite confident that the other motherboard, it's working, but I'll check this. I want to check everything. I want to understand if there is any mechanical issue, focus, buttons, dials, and all kind of all the possible checks I can do. So now I know I have screens. The buttons apparently are working. So camera takes commands. All the buttons, menu. Come on. Menu, dials, what else? Set, quality. So all the buttons, apparently all the buttons are working. On the back, all the buttons are working. Let's see this one. It works. I don't have any error. Something is strange. Yeah, definitely I have some power issue. At this point, I am quite confident to put a battery inside. Okay, This battery that I put, it's sometimes works, sometimes it stops working, but for now it shows 100% fully charged. So we have, let me see if I can take a picture. Focus is working fine. I'll use the screen live view, take a picture. I'm gonna reduce the exposure time 125, taking my picture, and everything works fine. Let's go to preview this picture, and as you can see, this is not an error, by the way. These lines here, and that is not an error. It's the way the setting on the view of the, somewhere on the setting of the format, it's 516. Where is it? 516. No, it's I don't remember. Anyways, it's not the 3x4. It's the other format, which I don't remember now. Anyways, apparently the camera is working fine. I get this problem is because of the battery I have. I have a damaged battery. So if I'm about to recap now, the camera is fully working. The only thing that I need to check, let me put a high speed max. Yeah, it takes the picture. I'll put the manual. It takes the picture 4,000 of a second, and it looks good. No error. So the shutter, it's okay. Autofocus is working. Shutter is working. Image, I have image. The camera communicates with all buttons are working. ISO. I might need to check the connections better to see what's happening. For whatever reason, the camera shuts off. It definitely some connection, but yeah, I'm pretty much happy with the result. I might try to do that off camera and under the microscope to understand where it's losing power. But at this point, before I close this video, I wanted to replace the motherboard, the working motherboard, and put the original motherboard and see if anything changes. What do you think? By the way, let me know if you want to keep the full diagnostic, the full video, and not going on fast speed. Just leave a comment down below in the comment section. Looking under the microscope, I found it's a very tiny point. It's almost invisible. The screw. Let me see if this can focus. Okay, this is the farthest it can go. Down here, this point. You can see this point. Who tried to fix it before, he put a longer screw inside here, which was too long, and end up touching the motherboard here and create some damage. I looked under the microscope and it was since these boards are sandwiched with different layers, it might end up to touch the first and the second layer, but I managed to clear that out, I hope. $160 milliamps, and then goes off, turning on. We have, whoa, so that's great. So with the original motherboard, now we also have image. Before that didn't happen. I'm gonna just select this. It's in French. Let's see. Whoa. For now it's okay. It says card, because the way the menu is setted, it will not take pictures without the card. That's just an option that you can do. So now these buttons are working fine. Right. Menu. Let me see, but I just realized I forgot again the image sensor, a flat cable. So let's put that back in, change the language from French to English. As you can see, it takes lots of time and lots of patience. You must be very patient. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was taking. I didn't watch the screen. If you see the image sensor doing this, that's normal. It is supposed to do that, even because it's mounted on springs. Right, I'm quite tired. Also tired of opening and closing this camera. Okay, on, menu, let's go to don't remember. Here. Oh, another thing that I was needed to check: directional buttons, which it works. Which English? Okay. So we have. Before I got a strange message. While I tried to take the picture, I got a message that I couldn't do the picture because of the temperature of the temperature was too high, I believe. But it might be the reason why that was happening. It might have been the reason of the missing flat connection between the image sensor and the motherboard, which with the other motherboard didn't happen. It might be some upgrade, software upgrade, software update or upgrade also. But this works, saves on our. This is full light because I put it towards the lamp, the lights I have here. I don't get any more that strange behavior of the camera by turning off by itself. Menu, everything works fine. I don't need to check that. I'm gonna just take a picture. I will put it on live view, and I'll turn. Whoops, yeah, something definitely is happening. Now it's just dead. It might be the battery. Yes, it's the battery, because I put it in live view, and in live view the power consumption is quite high, and this battery, even if it's a Duracell, I do like Duracell batteries. I don't know why it does that. Usually they are very reliable. Anyways, I will put my power bank on this and turn it on. You will ask me if I want to use this battery. Yes. We have 400 while the camera is on and is cleaning the image sensor. There is a consumption of 600 milliamps almost. So live again is 640 milliamps in live view. I'm going to change. We'll just. Change also this. I'll put 2.8 for 40th of a second. It's a bit too dark. Just to show you, I got image. And I am shaking the picture. Not a great camera for taking a live focus. For live focus is quite slow, and I'm just gonna change the infos. Well, this is set it to show the highlights. Anyways. Well, at this point, I can say that the camera is fully working. Definitely I need to do some checks. I can go around and take some pictures sometime and do some more checks, more tests to see if any errors comes out. But I must say at this point, this camera is a success. Initially, we didn't have any power at all. We changed the power board. We get some power to the board. Then there were those weird messages for error 06 and error 20, which error 20, as I was mentioning, is is related with a mechanical failure. It might be the shutter unit, it might be the mirror board. I don't know if those two are getting different errors. I don't remember now. Then I changed the motherboard with a fully working motherboard, managed to get some power on that board. The power was going away, it was coming back as you seen. I don't know if that was recorded. I need to look through my recordings. And once I got the errors, I realized that I had to go forward to understand, because it's impossible to get the same identical errors as I was getting with the original motherboard. Identical issues, error 20 and error 06. And then I got to the next PCB, and it's not PCB, it's next electronic board, which is here on the bottom. And I found out that one connection was not in place properly, and once I put that connection, everything is working fine. The camera, it's taking pictures, the menu works, the button works, the memory card saves, which is important. Yeah, everything is back to normal, which I'm very happy with the result. Very, very happy. This was a cheap camera that I got it for as faulty. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was really cheap, given the condition. Now I have a fully working camera. Still, I need to test a bit more on it to see if any future errors coming out. But I have a full set of components that are ready to be added into my stock. And that being said, thank you for watching. If you're still here, and if you're new to the channel, consider to put a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel somewhere over whatever place here, down here. Share this kind of content with other channels that you are connected with on Facebook, online, with forums or whatever, other photographers, that in the way that they can be able to learn something from this. This is the minimum that you can do. Also, you can support this channel. Go up here somewhere, or go to the info link of the page, and you can support the channel. That would be also very helpful. But if that it's a struggle for you, definitely don't you're not forced to do that. What I will ask you instead is to subscribe to the channel, because if I'm looking to the channel viewers, the channel has 97% unsubscribed viewers. So please subscribe. That will help to grow the channel. That will help to be able to put more content on the channel, and for you to learn more. And yeah, again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.